Hello everyone, a very warm welcome in the session of ROSE project. I am Dongre Eji from HGM College, Karat, for the continuation of chapter Respiration and Circulation. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the circulation in animals as well as blood vascular system in different animals. So today we are going to start here next part of that chapter, that is circulatory system in humans. So again in last lecture we discussed about the definition of circulation. So in this lecture we understand here circulatory system. So first of all we need to understand what exactly the work of circulatory system in humans. Okay, so we see here functions of circulatory system. So first one is it transport of nutrients like glucose, amino acid, vitamins and minerals. So circulatory system help to transportation process or the circulatory process. So with the help of circulatory process it transport nutrients, different type of nutrients transport from one part of the body to the another part of body in humans. So which type of nutrients circulate or the transport? Like glucose, amino acid, vitamins and minerals. So these nutrients transport from one part of the body to the another part of body. Then now next function is transport of oxygen from the body organs to the body cell. So with the help of circulatory system, here is a oxygen is transport. So this oxygen is transport from one body organ to the another body organ or the body cells. So in this particular circulatory system, here is a most important circulatory fluid is must or the required. So this circulatory fluid is known as blood. So with the help of blood, whole process is done. Okay. So this oxygen is mixed in blood. So that type of blood circulate from the circulatory system. Then now next function is transport of carbon dioxide from the body cell to the exterior part of the body. So with the help of particular circulatory system, it transport carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide transport from the body cell to the exterior part of the body, removing outside of the body. Then transport nitrogenous waste from the body cells to the organ through the excretion. So again inside in our body there is a nitrogenous waste are produced. So with the help of particular system, that is digestive system and respiration process, in this process our body produce nitrogenous waste. So this nitrogenous waste remove from our body with the help of excretion process. So nitrogenous waste means uric acid, urines, creatinine, etc. This like of nitrogenous waste material, this nitrogenous waste material excrete in our through our body. Okay, so this is important functions of circulatory system. Then now next one is transport of hormones. So again in our body different type of hormones are secreted with the help of glands. So these hormones again transport from the endocrine gland the specific organs. The specific organs मध्ये जे हार्मोन्स आहेत त्या हार्मोन्सला काय केले जातं, ट्रान्सपोर्ट केले जातं with the help of circulatory system. Then next function is transport of water, hydrogen ions and chemical substances all over the body parts for their uniform distribution. So with the help of circulatory system, water, hydrogen ions and chemical substances, these different type of materials are transport all over the body parts for their uniform distribution. Then these are the particular functions of circulatory system. These are the important functions of circulatory system. Now next part is this circulatory system in humans. It composed of two parts or the two systems. First one is blood vascular system, another one is lymphatic system. Okay, so both these systems we understand one by one. So again, before going to start these particular systems, first of all we need to what is the meaning of blood vascular and lymphatic system. So blood vascular system, it is a network of blood vessels. Blood vascular system म्हणजेच काय, यामध्ये काय असतात, network of blood vessels, and these network of blood vessels are tube like in structure. तर ब्लड व्हॅस्क्युलर सिस्टीम मध्ये ज्या ब्लड व्हेसल्स असतात त्या ब्लड व्हेसल्सच्या स्ट्रक्चर जो असतो तो कसा असतो, ट्यूब लाईक स्ट्रक्चर असतो. थ्रू दिस ट्यूब लाईक स्ट्रक्चर ब्लड व्हेसल्स ब्लड इज ट्रान्सपोर्टेड फ्रॉम वन सेल टू अनदर सेल. तर ब्लड व्हेसल्स काय करत असतात की ब्लडला ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन करण्याचं काम करतात फ्रॉम वन पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी टू द अनदर पार्ट ऑफ बॉडी. देन वेन एव्हर अदर जो पार्ट lymphatic system. So other part is lymphatic system. So this lymphatic system, it is a part of circulatory and immune system. Okay, so it circulate a fluid called as lymph. So with the help of particular lymphatic system, lymph is produced or circulatory fluid is circulated. This circulatory fluid is known as lymph. Okay, this lymph is yellow colored fluid which is present inside in our body. तर lymph हे याचे जे कलर असतं ते कसं असतं, येलो इन कलर फ्लुइड लाईक मटेरियल असतं आणि ते मटेरियल प्रेझेंट असतं इन आवर बॉडी. ओके, सो दिस पर्टिक्युलर lymph हॅज अ lymphoid cells. तर lymph काय कंटेन करतं, lymphatic cells or the lymphoid cells, and this lymphoid cells is also known as WBCs. Okay, so this lymphoid cell, they produce antibodies, antitoxins in order to prevent our body from the various diseases. तर हे जे lymphatic or the lymphoid जे cells असतात ते आपल्याला डिफरंट डिसीजेस पासून काय करत असतात, प्रिव्हेंट करतात. आणि त्याचबरोबर ते काय प्रोड्यूस करत असतात, अँटीबॉडीज अँड अँटीटॉक्झिन्स. ओके, सो दीज आर द difference between blood vascular system and lymphatic system. So we understand here or we start here first part of circulatory system in humans, that is blood vascular system. Okay, so see here, generally in human beings it consists of blood, heart and blood vessels. So in human beings it is consist of special part, that is blood, heart and blood vessels. Okay, these are the three parts which is very essential to perform a circulatory system or the circulation process with the help of blood vascular system. So these three parts we understand one by one here again. Okay, so first is that is blood. We discuss here about the blood. So this blood firstly observed or demonstrated a scientist and named William Harvey in 1628. Then he was demonstrated that body fluid is not a stable liquid. Okay, he says that in our body there is a body fluid is present and this body fluid is not a stable liquid. Okay, that's why this fluid flows through the body all the time during life. Okay, and this particular fluid going from heart to different organs and again back to the heart. Then now next part is that is William Harvey. So this William Harvey is regarded as father of angiology. So this invention, so William Harvey is regarded as the father of angiology, and he wrote a book. The name is De Motu Cordis. This is the name of book, and this book wrote by the William Harvey. So again here is a one word here, angiology. So what is the meaning of angiology? The study of blood circulation and blood or lymph vessels, it is known as angiology. Okay, so this particular meaning of angiology here is, so it is essential to perform word angiology. Okay, then now next part of blood vascular system. So its significance we understand here. So this blood vascular system, it is responsible for various functions. So blood vascular system, how can be work? So it work to perform various functions like transportation, homeostasis, protection and regulation. These are the functions, and these functions performed by blood vascular system. So we understand here what is the meaning of transportation, homeostasis, protection and regulation. So see here first transportation. So with the help of transportation, the nutrients, different type of nutrients, respiratory gases and hormones are transport. So here is different type of nutrients, then respiratory gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide transport with the help of blood vascular system, and hormones. Okay, then what about the next, that is homeostasis. Then with the help of homeostasis, it provides favorable internal environment to the cells. So with the help of homeostasis, it provides a favorable internal environment. तर इंटरनल एन्व्हायरमेंट फॉर द सेल्ससाठी कशा पद्धतीचं रिक्वायर्ड असतं, दॅट पर्टिक्युलर रिक्वायर्ड फेवरेबल एन्व्हायरमेंट to the cells by homeostasis. Okay, then now protection. So this protection, it produces antibodies and antitoxins. So the production of antibodies and antitoxins in the WBCs. So with the help of WBCs, it produces antibodies and antitoxins. These are the give a protection in our body for different from the different diseases. Okay, then now last one, that is regulation. So this particular regulation, it regulates the body temperature and pH. So with the help of regulation, it provide or it regulate body temperature and the pH. Okay, then next part we start here, that is blood. It is a very essential fluid material. With the help of this fluid or circulatory system, it works properly. Okay, so we understand here about the blood. So first of all, we understand here what is the formation or production of blood. So study of formation of blood is called as hematology. तर ब्लडच्या फॉर्मेशनला काय म्हणत असतात, हेमॅटोलॉजी. Then now next, blood is liquid connective tissue. This blood is liquid connective tissue, then circulate within the circulatory system of human bodies. So blood is a liquid connective tissue. So this connective tissue, it originates from the embryo germ layers. Okay, so this germ layers contains particularly three ways, that is ectoderms, endoderms and mesoderms. These are the three embryo germ layers, and three germ layers to provide or to perform a particular blood system. Okay, then it is bright red color. So this blood is bright red color, slightly alkaline, its pH is 7.4, then salty, viscous fluid and heavier than water. So understand here, bright red color. Why blood is bright red color? So in blood there is a respiratory pigment is present. So respiratory pigment means hemoglobin is present, that's our blood gets red color. Okay, then slightly alkaline, its pH is 7.4, then salty. Again here is a viscous fluid. Viscous fluid means thick, means it does not flow easily, and another one is heavier than water. So blood is heavier than water. Then generally in blood, adult person 4 to 6 liter of blood is present. So this particular in adult person, this adult person in the body of 4 to 6 liter of blood is present, which is 6 to 8% of the total body weight. तर इन ॲडल्ट पर्सनमध्ये जनरली 4 to 6 लिटर हे ब्लड काय असतं, प्रेझेंट असतं. ओके, देन नाव द pH ऑफ ब्लड इन आर्टरीज इज मोर. तर ब्लडचं जे pH असतं ते pH आर्टरी म्हणजे मध्ये जास्त असतं ॲज कम्पेअर टू द वेन्स. So see here the composition of blood. So in this particular composition of blood more dense and viscous than water. Then again here is a slightly sticky in nature. Blood चं जे नेचर असतं ते कसं असतं, स्लाइटली स्टिकी असतं. देन ब्लडचे टेम्परेचर जे असतं इन बॉडीमध्ये ते किती असतं, 30 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. देन अगेन अल्कलाइन pH रेंजिंग. सो वी ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड हियर 7.4 pH. देन 5 to 6 लिटर इन एव्हरेज मेल. तर ब्लड जे प्रेझेंट असतं इन आवर बॉडी इन मेलमध्ये 5 to 6 इन लिटर एवढं असतं. देन अबाउट इन फिमेल 4 to 5 लिटर्स ब्लड इज प्रेझेंट. ओके, देन here is a particularly composition of blood. So this particularly composition of blood here is divided into two types, or the blood is divided into two parts. First one is blood plasma, another one is blood cells. Okay, so see here blood has two main components. तर ब्लड ला दोन पर्टिक्युलरली कंपोनंट्स असतात. these two components, first one is fluid plasma. It is about 55% present in the blood. Then the formed elements, it is present in the blood, or the blood cells, it is about 44% present in the blood. So these particularly two different layers or two different components, it is formed with the help of centrifugation process. तर ब्लड मध्ये हे दोन कंपोनंट जे असतात ते सेपरेट कसे झालेले असतात, तर ते दोन कंपोनंट सेपरेट करण्यासाठी सेंट्रीफ्युगेशन प्रोसेस इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. So blood can be separated by centrifugation process. So in centrifugation process it has a particular machine or centrifugation machines. This machine is a disc-like shape, and there is a at a time so many test tubes are fixed. So when we fill this test tube and this test tube rotate fastly, after rotating this particular centrifugation machine, it separate two layers. First layer is fluid plasma and another one is formed element, that is blood cells. Okay, so see here after centrifugation liquids are separated into two layers. First layer is, upper layer is plasma, then middle and the lower layer is, that is formed elements. These formed elements is collectively known as blood cells. These blood cells we see here how can be composed with the help of this particular centrifugation process. Okay, so see here blood composition and coagulation. So first we understand composition and coagulation. So composition means it is component present in the blood is made up of. तर ब्लड मध्ये जे काही कंपोनंट असतात ज्याच्यामुळे काय बनत असतं, ब्लड बनतं, दॅट इज द ब्लड कंपोजिशन. ओके, देन अनदर वन इज कोॲग्युलेशन. कोॲग्युलेशन मीन्स ब्लड क्लॉटिंग. सो व्हेन द our body is injured, at that time blood is flow. So this particular flowing of blood is stopped with the help of blood clotting material. So this is the particularly meaning of coagulation. Okay, so see here this test tube, this is a test tube, and in this test tube we insert a blood, and after inserting blood this test tube arranged in a centrifugation machine. Then this machine rotates very fastly. After rotating, this particular test tube. Here is a we observe two layers, upper one layer and below one layer. Upper one layer, that is lighter parts here situated, and the below the layer, here is a heavier particles are situated at the bottom of the test tube. Okay, so upper one is the watery material in proteins, nutrients, hormones like material, that is the plasma. Then below the plasma, here is a heavier material is situated. In the heavier material, here is the white blood cells, platelets and red blood particles. So we understand here two components. See here composition of blood. So first of all, blood. So blood is divided into two parts. First one is plasma and another one is blood corpuscles or cells. So see here about the plasma, which type of contents are present in the plasma. So plasma is present 55% in the blood. Overall 100%, in 100% plasma is present 55%. Okay. So in 55% plasma, in this plasma there is different type of materials are present. So which type of different materials are present in the plasma we see here. So plasma is divided into three parts. First one is solid like material, that is solute materials is about 10%. Then another gases like material also present in the blood. Then another water is present in the plasma, and the 90% water is present in plasma. Okay, so see here solids is divided into two parts. First one is organic and another one is inorganic material. So organic material is 9% about in solid, 10%. Then inorganic is 1% present in the solid. Okay, so which type of inorganic material are present in plasma? Minerals like material, that is mineral salts, bicarbonates, chloride, phosphate, sulfates of sodium, calcium, potassium, magnesium, etc. These are the inorganic materials, and these inorganic materials present in the plasma. So what about the organic materials? Organic materials is about 9% present in the plasma. So see here again different type of organic material are present in the plasma. There are four type of organic materials are present. So first one is, that is plasma proteins. Near about 7% plasma protein present in the plasma. Here is a albumin, globulin, fibrinogen and prothrombin. So fibrinogen and prothrombin both are the necessary for coagulation of blood or the blood clotting. Then another one is, that is waste material, nitrogenous waste material is present in the plasma. So which type of nitrogenous waste material is present in the plasma? Uric acid, urea, creatinine, NH3 and other like bilirubin. These are the nitrogenous waste material is present in the plasma. Then now third type of material, that is different nutrients. These different nutrients present in the plasma. When we intake of food, after intaking our food material is digested. So in digestion, so many different type of materials are produced, that is amino acid, monosaccharide, fatty acid, glycerol. This type of materials are mixed in the plasma, as well as in vitamins also mixed in the plasma. Then now last one is, that is other material also present in the plasma, that is heparin. It is important for the anti-coagulation or anticoagulant. Then hormones, enzymes, antibodies, antitoxins. These are the important for the blood clotting. Okay. So these different type of materials is present in the plasma. Okay. This plasma is about 55% in blood. Okay, then what about blood corpuscles or cells? So blood corpuscles or cells, it about present 45% in the blood. So blood corpuscles is collectively known as formed element. Okay, so these blood corpuscles are formed elements. It is divided into three parts or three types. First one is red blood cells, second one is white blood cells, and the third one is platelets. Okay, so this particularly blood corpuscles or the cells are collectively known as formed elements. So the formation of formed elements or the blood corpuscles, it is known as hemopoiesis. So this sentence is very important. Hemopoiesis. What is the meaning of hemopoiesis? Hem means blood. Tar hemo means blood. So formation of blood or the production of blood, it is known as hemopoiesis. Okay, or blood corpuscles म्हणूया आपण त्याला. So we understand here these types of blood cells one by one. That is red blood cells. We see here red blood corpuscles. So about the red blood corpuscles, it is known as erythrocyte, or it represents WBC. So this WBC firstly described by Leeuwenhoek in 1674. This particularly scientist, he said that the RBCs he look like small round globules. Then RBCs are erythrocytes. Its shape is circular biconcave disc and enucleated. So these particularly red blood cells or the RBCs are enucleated. There is no nucleus. Okay, in the RBC nucleus is absent. So that's why it is known as enucleated cells. So its diameter is 7.8 micrometer and the thickness is 2.2 micrometer. In the RBC cells or RBCs, in the outer side there is a one layer is present. That layer is plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane is made of lipoprotein. तर ही जी plasma membrane layer असते ती कशापासून बनलेली असते? लिपोप्रोटीन मटेरियल पासून. Okay, then now next point. Generally we count the RBCs in different stages. So in animals, especially in human beings, in man 5.1 to 5.8 millions cubic per mm. This is the number of RBCs present in the human body. So generally in man 5.1 to 5.8 millions cubic mm. Okay, then now in female, तर फिमेल मध्ये जे आरबीसीचं नंबर ऑफ आरबीसी जे असतात ते नंबर ऑफ आरबीसी किती असतात? 4.3 to 5.2 मिलियन्स पर क्यूबिक mm. देन इन्फॅन्ट्स 6.2 to 6.5 मिलियन्स पर mm क्यूबिक. ओके, तर इन्फॅन्ट्स मध्ये जे आरबीसी असतात ते आरबीसी किती असतात? 6.2 to 6.5 मिलियन्स पर क्यूबिक mm. ओके, देन इन फिटस, so this condition is inside its mother, that is the developing part. So fetus is 7.8 millions per mm cubic. Okay, then now the process of formation of RBCs is called as erythropoiesis. ओके, तर आरबीसीचे जे फॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस असतं, दॅट फॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस इज नोन ॲज एरिथ्रोपोएसिस आर हिमोपोएसिस. Then now RBCs contain a red respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. So why RBC contains respiratory pigment? Okay, तर RBC काय कंटेन करतात? रेस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट, and this respiratory pigment is known as hemoglobin. With the help of hemoglobin, our blood is get a red in color. Okay, then now next point, that is the average lifespan of RBCs. तर RBCचं जे ॲव्हरेज लाईफस्पॅन आहे, म्हणजे तो किती दिवसपर्यंत सर्वाइव्ह करू शकतो, तर RBC average lifespan is 120 days. Okay, and formed in the spleen and red bone marrow. तर RBC जे फॉर्मेशन होत असतं in our body in the particular organ, that is a spleen and red bone marrow. So this spleen and liver, so in the fetus, this is the condition of developing in its mother womb. So at that condition, the red bone marrow or the RBCs are produced in spleen and liver, and in adult human beings RBCs formed in रेड बोन मॅरो. ओके, तर ॲडल्ट पर्सन जे असतात त्या ॲडल्ट पर्सनमध्ये आरबीसीचे जे प्रोडक्शन होत असतं ते कुठे होतं, रेड बोन मॅरोमध्ये. ओके, परंतु इन फिटसमध्ये जेव्हा फिटसचं डेव्हलपिंग होत असतं त्याच्या मदरच्या वममध्ये, त्यावेळेस त्या फिटसमध्ये आरबीसीचे जे प्रोडक्शन असतं त्या आरबीसीचे प्रोडक्शन हे कुठे होत असतं, स्प्लीन अँड लिव्हरमध्ये. ओके, देन सो द old and worn out RBCs are die in the spleen and liver. तर जेव्हा इन ह्युमन बिईंगमध्ये ओल्ड अँड वर्न आउट झालेल्या ज्या सेल्स असतात म्हणजेच आरबीसीज असतात त्या डाय होत असतात कुठे, स्प्लीन अँड लिव्हरमध्ये. दॅट्स वाय स्प्लीन अँड लिव्हर इज कॉल्ड ॲज ग्रेव्हयार्ड ऑफ आरबीसीज. तर ग्रेव्हयार्ड इन मराठी स्मशानभूमी म्हणजेच स्प्लीन आणि लिव्हर हे काय असतात, ग्रेव्हयार्ड ऑफ आरबीसीज. का बरं याला म्हणतात, बिकॉज ओल्ड अँड वॉर्न आउट आरबीसीज आर डाय इन द स्प्लीन अँड लिव्हर, दॅट्स वाय इट इज नोन ॲज ग्रेव्हयार्ड ऑफ आरबीसीज. ओके, देन द हिमोपोएसिस इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय फॉलिक ॲसिड अँड व्हिटॅमिन B12. तर व्हिटॅमिन B12 अँड फॉलिक ॲसिड इट इज कंट्रोलिंग द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ हिमोपोएसिस ऑर द आरबीसीज. ओके, देन some conditions is here. So first condition is when increasing the number of RBCs, it is called as polycythemia. ओके, तर जेव्हा इन बॉडीमध्ये किंवा इन ब्लडमध्ये आरबीसी नंबर ऑफ आरबीसीज ह्या काय होत असतात, इन्क्रीज होतात. दॅट कंडिशन इज नोन ॲज पॉलीसायथेमिया अँड इट इज ऑल्सो नोन ॲज कॅन्सर. This is the condition of cancer, and when the RBC number of RBCs are decreased, at that condition is known as erythrocytopenia. It is the low production of RBCs. That condition is known as anemia, okay, or erythrocytopenia. Then this particular last point, RBCs or erythrocytes are responsible for the transportation of respiratory gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, तर erythrocyte किंवा RBCs जे असतात, it is responsible for transportation. Which type of transportation? Respiratory gases, that is oxygen as well as in carbon dioxide. It also help to maintain the pH and viscosity of blood. तर viscosity म्हणजेच काय, थिकनेस. सो थिकनेस इट मीन्स दॅट डज नॉट फ्लो इझिली. ओके, सो सी हियर, दिस इज द डायग्राम ऑफ particularly RBCs or the erythrocytes. So its function is to carry oxygen. So erythrocytes or the RBCs, it help to perform the function carry of oxygen. Okay, then its shape is biconcave disc, essential bag of hemoglobin, few organelles, then anucleated. Here this RBCs, here is a no nucleus, that's why it is known as anucleated. Then outnumber white blood cells 1000 each. One contains the plasma membrane, protein spectrin and other proteins. Then major factor contributing blood viscosity. So see here, this is the diagram of RBCs or the erythrocyte. So here is today's topic is completed. Then next part from this formed element we will continue in next lecture. So thank you.